In 1965, a nation stood on the brink of oblivion. Cameras rolled as its leader fought back tears on live television. They had no resources, no army, and no guarantees of survival. Everyone said, this country is finished. Yet today, that same country is wealthier than most of the world. This is the story of how Singapore went from no chance to no limits. Let's paint the bleak picture. In 1965, Singapore had no natural resources and not even reliable water. They were a tiny speck surrounded by suspicious neighbors. Unemployment soared. They had just been thrown out of Malaysia. Imagine a startup with zero funding, zero customers, and everyone betting it would crash. That was Singapore. But one man had a vision that no one else could see. Lee Kuan Yew asked a different question. How do we turn our weakness into strength? If they had no resources, they would become the resource. They would be the world's most trustworthy place to do business. A clean government, a stable system, a workforce fluent in English. They wouldn't compete on size. They'd compete on trust and efficiency. And that changed everything. Here's where it gets interesting. Singapore opened its doors when others closed theirs. They said, come here, pay low taxes, face zero corruption, and do business safely. They built world-class infrastructure and turned a swampy island into a global hub. While others feared foreign influence, Singapore invited it. They played the long game and won. But the success came with strict rules. Singapore wasn't a free-for-all. Littering, heavy fines. Vandalism, caning. They believed order created prosperity. Western critics called it authoritarian, but Singaporeans saw clean streets and low crime. And guess what? It worked. Let's talk homes. Instead of renting, Singaporeans were helped to buy their own apartments. The government built massive public housing, but you owned it. Ownership meant pride and stability. A nation of tenants became a nation of homeowners. That created a middle class invested in the country's future. It was a masterstroke. Then there was defense. Every male citizen served in the military. They made themselves a tough target so that no one would dare attack. It wasn't about being the biggest. It was about being too costly to mess with. And it worked. Peace through preparedness. So what's the real lesson of Singapore's rise? They didn't rely on luck. They rely on discipline, long-term vision, and the belief that impossible is just a word. They turned a hopeless situation into a global success story. So next time someone tells you something can't be done, remember Singapore. They were supposed to fail. Instead, they rewrote the rules.